Welcome back to the basement, the blurriest place on YouTube. Welcome to the Basement Let's Play channel, a live stream that I decided to do randomly today. I got ahead on some of my editing, and I'm still focusing myself in here. Got ahead on some of my editing, and so here we are. We also may be joined by a surprise guest today at some point. We'll see what happens with that. I'm actually going to shrink this down to not full screen for myself. Let's get into this camera angle. Basement Let's Play chat in the house. Should be. There we go. Now you guys can see your chats. And the stream elements thing needs to go away for now. Maybe eventually we'll do stream element stuff here too, but let me pull up the chat so I can see what you guys are saying. I see Isak is asking, what is Survival Breath of the Wild? So this is a mod called Survival of the Wild, and it adds in a bunch of things that make the game harder. Not like crazy harder, not like Relics of the Past or Dark Army Resurrection mods. Those are cool, but also like just obnoxiously hard at times. What this does is it adds a hunger mechanic, so I have to keep Link fed. It also makes nighttime pitch black, and all the shrines in the inside are also pitch black. Adds in some other mechanics I can't remember right now. Oh yeah, like healing, like meals can only heal you and give you, like satiate your hunger. So if I want any special effects, I need to actually make potions, which I've been saying for a long time is what they should have done from the get-go, because the food is so easily obtainable. The potion ingredients are a little more rare, so that really should have been like a New Game Plus mode or Master Mode edition. But we have this. We have this now. And speaking of this, you can't see it yet, so let's bring that up. And then I see Danny Dewer's in the chat. Hi, Danny Dewer. Hopefully you're doing good. What did you say here? About to drive through your neck of the woods to go to my in-laws for the weekend. Oh, fun. Well, as you're driving through Elk River, if you haven't in a while, you'll notice that they replaced all the stoplights with a highway that goes straight through. So now you don't have to get stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic, especially on Memorial Day weekend. So good for you guys, and enjoy and safe travels. Okay, let's pull in. We don't need to have the Elgato on. I'm so excited. The Switch 2 comes out in less than 2 weeks. We'll have it. We're going to be playing tons of Mario Kart on the channel. We're going to be playing a lot of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, like the new versions of it on the Switch 2. Then we got Donkey Kong Bonanza coming out in July, followed by... and then later in the year, we have the new Hyrule Warriors. It's a fun time. I was talking with Peter yesterday, just about how excited we are. It's so hard to talk and read at the same time. Our brains can't do that very well. Hey, there we go. There's the game itself. Game screen. Okay, special guest is on their way. So, okay, let me pull the chat over to my screen. Gotta pop it out. Oh my gosh, my brain didn't place together. It's only 2 weeks away. June feels so far right now. Yeah, spring has already gone extremely fast. One might even say spring has sprung. I know not everybody pre-ordered a Switch 2, but we're right there. We're right there on the cusp. Oh, I need to turn this no-brain Nintendo music off, and we got to get the recording started. Actually, I want to test something real quick, because I do have to see if this is working. So, these streams over here on Basement Let's Play serve two purposes. One, I get to stream more often, but I often do a lot of, like, playing Zelda Breath of the Wild for recording purposes. And while I can't stream all of it, it wouldn't make sense to stream all of the time that I play for recording purposes to prep for videos. Sometimes I can stream it, and rather than stream that on the main channel and potentially like dilute the well of content, we figure, hey, we could stream it over here on Basement Let's Play for folks. So, are you guys done with school, or do you continue through the summer? We continue math and reading over the summer, and not as consistently. So, our kind of attitude about homeschool on one sense is that we're always homeschooling, we're always teaching our kids things and giving them learning opportunities and treating everything as a learning opportunity. The kid will ask, oh, you know, how does rain work? And we'll just stop what we're doing a little bit that day and take some time to go and learn about it. You know, so always open mind. So in that sense, we do continue school through the summer. We also, the kids still need to read every day through the summer. They need to read to earn like screen time and that kind of stuff. And that has worked really well for us. And then beyond that, well, they have Bible time. Reading. Bible really isn't part of school, but we want them to build the habit. Bible time, reading time. They still do their chores. In that sense, yeah, I think it's just the best way. Like, if you teach your kids to always be learning, you know, as they grow up and they graduate, they're not going to just suddenly stop learning. They're going to be hungry for knowledge and new skills and all that. So stay curious, you know. But yeah, chores. They learn stuff through their chores too. I think that's really important. You know, I knew several guys in college that didn't know how to run laundry. One acquaintance of mine never put toothpaste on his own toothbrush until he moved out of the house, which he moved out like when he was like 22 or 23. It's not like he didn't know how to put toothpaste on a toothbrush, but just like there's a point where you gotta like say, hey, you know. Isaac heard you say that we have to earn screen time by reading. That's a good idea. And he goes, no, why did he say that? Well, in our house, we do it a little bit different. It's not necessarily if you read for an hour, then you get to play for an hour. But was that friend Richie Rich? No, that friend was helicopter-y mommy's boy. She just did everything for him, and she was just... I do think it was quite dysfunctional. I think there's a point where you got to say, like, I need to prepare my kid to not live here eventually, to, like... To be able to know how to make a sandwich, to be able to feel confident like cooking at least like mac and cheese or eggs, right? Yeah, it wasn't to the level of Norman Bates, but it was like, you know, close, right? Like, there's definitely a point where it gets really crazy. I don't think it was quite that bad, but it was like, it was just part of her normal operation. She never like graduated from him being a toddler, you know, like as far as a lot of the stuff that she did for him. It wasn't everything. Obviously, he tied his own shoes and he, you know, put his own clothes on and things like that. But it was just certain things that it was part of her habit and she just always kept doing it. So it wasn't everything. But I'm just saying that as an example, right? So, okay. You guys talk amongst yourselves for a second. I got to check some footage quality because these streams are recording for purposes of making videos later as well. I want to make sure the recording quality is good on these. So let's see. Oh, wait, we won't know. We're not going to know. Actually, I can just do a test one right now. So we had to switch up... some stuff. You know, I can tell actually with this file right here. If this file is 1080p, nope, that's not the 1080p file. That's not the 1080p file. The hopefully 1080p file. Nope, that's a recording. That's a recording. Is this the what happens if that we recorded? That's the one that I recorded without streaming it. We streamed last weekend. Right? I streamed last weekend. I recorded some What Happens Ifs. Where did they go? Unless I didn't. Oh, you know, it might have been this. Okay, that's Survival of the Wild. Okay, that's that. Well, this is probably the easiest way to check. I just made a recording, so we're going to see what the quality is like. This is so weird watching what I did like 2 seconds ago. Properties. It's a MKV. It doesn't tell me what... Okay, I'm going to have to put it in DaVinci Resolve to see what file format is. Because if it's only 720, 1920, 720, 1980, 720, I'm going to have a secondary instance for recording. Which, I mean, you know, isn't all bad. We just need to make sure that you guys are getting a lag-free experience, and for the recording purposes, we're getting a nice 1080p recording experience. Hi, Fangs of Dang. Yep, don't spam or I am going to have to time you out. I want to make sure everybody can chat in the chat, which means try our best to just leave one message. Sometimes there's a glitch and it actually does send through like 15 times, but can I make a video on how to use OBS? I can. There are lots of great video. I learned from other people that have videos that are already out there. Just do a YouTube search, how to use OBS, and you specifically need to figure out how it's going to work on your system. That's the weird thing, because everybody's computer is different as far as like what it can handle. So you have to get settings all set up differently and stuff. Okay, this is a 1080p project. Let's see if the file, when I import it, is in fact 1080p, and if it is not, then I will have to make an adjustment, and that's okay. Recording files, stream recordings, and we'll get to the game in a second here too, but I want to make sure we're not wasting time. Information. Yes, okay, so that is outputting 720. So we do need to have a second instance where I record, not just recording this instance, and that's okay. Oh. I gotta think about how to do this, because I do want to record the stream and all the chat and everything as well. But if I stream at 1080p, well, let's just try it. Open a second instance of OBS. Yes, launch it anyway. Yeah. Because I can't actually run the camera twice. Thinking here. I love the art of Breath of the Wild and Tears. Yeah, it's so pretty, isn't it? It's so good. Okay, so processing. This is what's going on in my head here. I want to record this at 1080p. So that way I can use it in a video and it's not just like a 720 video. Because then when you zoom in, it's like it's really chunky and yucky looking. But if I stream at 1080p, the stream can't always handle it. And it looks like our bitrate, even though I changed it, is 8,000. Oh, because it's set at 8,000. We should be able to stream at a higher rate. Okay, I'm going to temporarily stop the stream because it won't let me change this setting unless the stream is stopped. But just stay here, and we'll be right back. I just got to stop it, change the setting, and come right back. So hang tight, folks.